Yo, what's good, people? It's me, your boy BLK, back here again with the Blacklist. Hope you had a great week. I know I certainly did. In the last week, I have been given such a great gift, and I just need to show you guys because I'm pretty gassed about it. So I'm just going to show you exactly what I am talking about. I haven't got a trim, but certain things are making me feel better about not having a trim, especially when you've got good lighting. As you can see, I'm pretty gassed with these. They look pretty nifty and make the quality look so much better. So now I can deliver all these musical sayings and musical headlines and everything I want to talk to you guys about with actual good lighting. First thing I wanted to start off with today is guilty pleasures. Now, I don't know if you guys had this, like back in the day, I know there were certain artists or certain musicians, for whatever reason, it just wasn't seen as like cool to listen to. You know them ones where it's like you like an artist and you bang them like in your own personal space so much, but if other people ask you, do you listen to this person or do you know about this person, you're like, you try and act all quiet, like you try and downplay how much you like the tunes that they made. So I have a few of those. I have two of those in particular who I had maybe not told everybody about when I first started listening to them and liking them, and I got asked, especially because they're popular. It tends to be like pop artists. Some pop artists, it's like, in some circles it's not seen as the done thing to listen to because it's all over TV and all the kids listen to it, but my first guilty pleasure is Britney Spears. I don't care what nobody's trying to tell me about Britney. I do not want to hear it. Don't at me, don't even try it, yeah? Because if you're going to tell me you are like an 80s baby or an early 90s baby and you do not listen to Britney, or you have not listened to Britney, so you ain't bust some of her tracks or had one CD or two tape that she released, you're a liar, innit? You're a fraud. She was my guilty pleasure because I used to listen to her a lot. You can't tell me nothing about the same artist that released Slave For You, Boys with Pharrell, and what do you call it, Toxic. Those three bangers there, like alone, there's certain man who struggle to have songs in their catalogue that can even try and top one like of those. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was a star. She had, what's that song? Oh baby, baby, hit me one more time. That first tune that she came out with, and everybody obviously knows that song now. So it's not like she didn't have talent. When she hooked up with the Neptunes, for me, at that stage, I properly like the Neptunes. Like, I still am like a super fan of Pharrell. But at that stage, back in the day, the Neptunes were just hard because they were just producing on everything that was live. When Britney decided to hook up with them, I was just like, yo, the music's gonna be banging. And no one is not telling me that they have not bust them tunes repeatedly, whether it be at parties, children's parties, older people's parties, whatever you're gonna call it. Let's keep it real. It's a guilty pleasure, but I'm not having it from no one to make me feel bad about this one, innit? Because everyone's bumped Britney, and if you don't, you're lying. Next on the list is Justin Bieber. I don't know if I can really call this a guilty pleasure. It's a bit of a cheat because nowadays people like vibes with Justin, whatever. They think his music's good and so on and so forth. But back in the day, it was like, you listen to Justin Bieber, bro. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, for me, like growing up where I grew up, you can't really be coming in there and saying you listen to Justin Bieber. But his Purpose album, it's like, I don't know if anybody remembers Pink, yeah? She used to be an R&B artist, you know? She used to be an R&B artist back in the day. Her first album was more R&B than it was anything to do with rock. She just had pink hair in it. But them times I was thinking, okay, she's got a career in R&B, and then blam, she just mixed it up and decided, I'm gonna go to the rock side. Fair play to her, she's had a career out of it. Back in the day, she was an R&B artist, and people didn't jump over to her when she became the, like, I don't know, I won't even call it rock, it's like pop rock that she started to do. But with Justin, it's like he's made the transition the opposite. It's like all this time they were telling him to make Baby Baby, get in the charts, and then boom, okay, now you're gonna be an R&B artist. Now you're gonna have Travis Scott on your album. Now you're gonna have all these people on your album, all these people that put you in a different lane. And I'm not gonna lie, and the boy's talented, and he's got swag about him. He's one of them guys you just can't hate. Justin Bieber's the second guilty pleasure, but I'll be interested to know what your guilty pleasures are. Like the guys you guys listen to who you wouldn't really want to go and tell anybody outside. Okay, next up on the show today is, well, we got to talk about it, haven't we? The return of young Drako. The return of young Drako. That guy is funny. Soulja Boy is the one who I'm talking about. He seems to have made like a comeback in all the blogs and all the media, like social media channels, and you know, he's doing a lot now to promote himself. I heard the other day he's got a console. He's actually got a console out. But his console is basically, he's funny, man. His console is just basically a rip-off of, I swear it's like the first PlayStation, actually. And it's just got basically like, you know those marathon cartridges where you get like 100 games in one? Yeah, he's just decided to release a console that has all these games stored in. But you know what? Fair play to the guy, because behind all the craziness here, we need to start giving Soulja Boy a piece more credit. First of all, yeah, his Breakfast Club interview that he was talking about how Drake stole bars from him. If you listen to the clip that he played, there's no way that you could tell me that wasn't, like, I don't know, borrowed somewhat by Drake. That was basically just the exact same thing, just a few words changed here and there. He's not spitting lies, he's not spitting fables, because that was one of Drake's biggest tunes. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody knew the words to that tune back then. And that is Soulja Boy's flow that he must have obviously done way before him. You have to give him a little bit of credence. He's not chatting shit there as well. And then when you think about it, artists now, okay, they've got Tekashi 6ix9ine, all these social media rappers. Now, I'm not calling Tekashi 6ix9ine a social media rapper, but his buzz is a lot influenced by his action and following on social media, because it's free promotion for them. That's like their playground. Like, Soulja Boy, when you think about it and be honest with yourself, he was the first guy to really take advantage of social channels. He was one of the first people to make that to a mainstream audience, and to be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna use this as a platform. And I think artists like, for me, that I liked, Wiz Khalifa, Currency, they actually just used the similar model of using that as a platform. But Soulja Boy was one of the first to have a video on YouTube. And then when you think about the dance in rap, hip-hop goes back ages, and the dances that were created. But to this new kind of, like, I don't know, audience that we have that's after the 2000s, who's the person who made the first popping song that had a dance with it? Soulja Boy, and like the Superman, you. That was him. That was his innovation. Like Salento doing like, is he whipping Nene? You've got the Millie Rock coming out. You've got Gun Lean now coming out in England. And all these tracks still till today, I was saying this on my last show, if you have a dance that goes with a track, it's gonna pop, especially if the dance is catchy and bare people want to do it. You don't even have to have the best tune. The formula, the person behind that formula, from when I was conscious enough to know, from when you were able to see, like, he was the first person to go viral with a dance and a rap tune. I remember the most random inanimate people were doing the Superman dance. Let's keep it real. You be out there and you be seeing somebody at work doing the Superman dance and you're like, really? It transcended every audience. So you've got to, like, for all the madness in some of the shit he's saying, you kind of do have to give Soulja Boy the respect. As funny as he is, and I've been laughing at all the memes and everything he said, but as funny as it is, you do have to give him a bit of respect. In celebration of these new lights, we're going to give you first one is Sales Running by Just Banco. This guy is hard. Like, my friend at the Off the Wall, shout out to him, he showed me his mixtape about, was it 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now, and he was like, just give this guy a listen. I don't know how he stumbled upon him, but he said give him a listen, he's dope, and I think you'll like him. The whole mixtape, start to finish, is hard. And you know what I like about him? He's one of those artists that he's putting out a lot of videos. So, you know when you hear about somebody new and you might hear their tracks, but you don't necessarily get to see them or visualize what they are. As soon as I heard his tape, and I went to go and listen to him, he had a catalogue of videos out already, just fresh, for me to go and be like, okay, I can see the scenarios, I can see the kind of image that he's trying to paint, which is good. Like, Manchester now, there's a time coming, like, the whole of England's just opened up. Now Just Banco's come, and I'm telling you, like, just go check him out. Check this track out. That is Just Banco and Sales Runner. For my second track, it's another artist from the UK, it's Lowski Loose, and it's a track called Calm Down. What I like about this song and Lowski is that his voice, when it comes to drill, is probably it epitomizes what I would want to hear if I heard a drill artist speak when Lowski raps. Like, his flow and his intonations in his voice is like what I expect. What surprised me on this track is that the beat is like a very different type of beat with an atmospheric bridge and like a hook that switches up. It's not very monotonic like certain drill beats are. It's totally different, but he still spits exactly the same way, and the vibes are still exactly the same. I've been telling people he's a very, very versatile artist. You can't forget he made Forrest Gump. I think he can go to like a lot more people and say, look, I can do this. I can jump on this track, and still keep that same energy, still be recognizable. Like, as soon as you hear him start spitting, you're like, oh, that's Lowski. It's Lowski and it's Calm Down. And finally, the last track of the week comes from Rocky Fresh and Chris Brown, and it's called Must Be. Now, Rocky Fresh is an artist I haven't heard from in a while. I'm not sure how many years ago. It's gonna be like maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But he just simply went quiet for a while. He released a few mixtapes a couple of years back. I think he got signed to Maybach Music at a stage as well, which I don't know how that helped his career or not, but he didn't seem to get kind of like the shine that he could have. And obviously when you're with Rick Ross and Meek Mill on one label, it's kind of difficult to get projected if you're not like superb, like, because that's like star quality. Rocky Fresh kind of got signed to the label and he didn't really make a splash or a big impact on it. So I was wondering if his career was over, but he's come back. I've heard this track with him and Chris Brown. Chris Brown again comes and absolutely smashes the hook. It's like if you need anybody to come and body your song for you, to give it that little bit of, you know, that little bit of Maggie, just, you know, that little Maggie seasoning on it. Chris Brown's the man, and I'm hoping that this like signals the start of a proper comeback for Rocky Fresh. I'm hoping that maybe we get to see a mixtape or an album or something in the near future. This track is called Must Be, and that's by Chris Brown and Rocky Fresh. So, good people, that will conclude the blacklist for today. You know what I'm saying? It's finished. We have come full circle. Hope you have enjoyed it, and you know, keep it locked until next week when I'll be back with more musical headlines and discussion points for you. In the meantime, take care, one love and peace. Cheers.